going on, guys? Happy Thursday. We're in the mix. We got Tim Turn One over there. What's going on, man?
Not much, Bobby. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just over here kicking this bad boy off and trying to get in the mix. I was a little late getting to the party. But
you just had to say bye to everybody and love you. And
I did. Did you hear me in the background? Yeah, man. You gotta tell the kiddos that you love them, man, while you can, because they're gonna get older and then they're gonna be hating you before you know it and telling you what you got to do. So, but honestly, guys, got to be honest with you. The real reason that I was late was because I was grabbing these. Look at these mounds.
Dude, why didn't you bring me some?
Well, I don't know too many people who actually like these things anymore,
I love coconut.
I do too, but like I really like the almond joys, man. I don't know why, but
actually I like the almond joys better too.
See, but I can do these because sometimes I'm like, sometimes it's like a consistency thing. I just want to eat and I don't want to have to worry about any nuts. You know what I mean?
You did go to the gym.
I did go to the gym, and therefore I deserve to eat sweet things. So
as you can tell, I don't need any sweets.
I mean, hey, look, man, you're looking good over there. Tim, what in the world's going on? Guys, what's going on? Look, oh man, we got people already in here. We got 24 people and counting. What's up, Mountain RC? How's it going? We got Iron Mover in the mix. We've got Bill Wagner, Bentley Hecht. What's going on? Eddie K's RC Flying Veteran, Cody S. Man, we got a bunch of people. Tom Tabor made it into the room, dude. I don't know what was going on, Tom, but I'm glad you're in here. He said he's been trying to get in here and was having some difficulty, so I'm not sure, but glad you're in here. Turn One sold me out, told me I was late as always, which he's not wrong. Dunstan Henry, what's going on? We've got Mountain RC here. And look and behold, we've got RC Pilot Will in the mix. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Dude,
late, Will.
Tonight is a special night, man. We're going to have a quadruple threat here, man. We're just going to, we're just going to have a good time. And look at this guy right here. He doesn't even know, man. He doesn't know we're even a sniper back there. Sniper shot, guy.
We saw his best
along the way there.
Yeah, that was a sniper shot right there. Look, he doesn't even know it. See? He didn't even see us. And just like that, Winston Brown, what's going on? Hey, guys, Winston Brown, RDRC Club is having their yearly fly-in swap meet, guys. That by far is probably one of the best swap meets that I go to. I love going to it because I always find awesome airplanes. They always have good airplanes there at that swap meet. So, guys, if you get a chance, look up RDRC, Winston Brown, if you want to drop a link in there for these people to come out there and fellowship. I will absolutely be out there. That's like my favorite thing. Charles McDaniel's in the mix. Winston Brown's in the mix. And let's see here, man. We got everybody in here. P51 fan, Lionel Randall. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody? Yep. He said it's April 5th. So April 5th is when they're going to do that. You can check it out at rd-rc.com. Go out there, hang out. And good guys over there at that field, Everybody,
that's a full go for me.
I'm
off that day, so I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there, so I'll be there. Hey, check your mic there, Will. It's a little muffled, buddy. I'm not sure what's going on.
My little muffled.
Lawrence Williams, what's going on? He said, "Hit that like. Don't be shy, guys. Let's go. Let's get that going." All right. Well, man, we did a complete roll call. There's people in the back of the room watching that don't want to say anything, and that's fine. You don't have to. I can still see you back there, though. Let's see here. All right. And he said this weekend, Holly Springs Gym Jam is an indoor flying event that they have for some ultralight UMX type airplanes that you can fly inside that gym. That's not far from where I live at, and I never go to that thing, man. I don't know why. But I probably should.
Hey,
probably be a good idea. Let's see here. I was trying to make sure. All right. And here we go. Guys, wanted to say you made it again. Happy freaking Thursday. We all made it. Tim.
Yes, sir.
You made it a Thursday, dude. Congratulations. Will, you made it a Thursday. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Big dude behind that massive airplane back there. Jeremy Stoll.
Easy.
Kyler, you made it to Thursday, guys. Congratulations. What is going on?
Hi guys. Okay, we're gonna mic check. Last time it was kind of
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
on my shoulder. Looks goofy, but that way you can hear Kyler.
I can hear you pretty good, though.
Can you hear? Mic check.
And first of all, I just want to say that jet looks absolutely horrifically massive.
I'm trying to figure out how you got it in the room.
Yeah.
So
He didn't have the wings on. I can promise
Look
you
at
that.
this.
What scale is that, Jeremy?
that's 5th scale.
Oh, my God. Tim, what's the size of the big one you got?
6 scale BVM.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is bigger. But
Good God
That-
Almighty, man.
That thing's
Jeremy,
huge.
how much does that thing weigh?
it's going to weigh out in the end 47 pounds.
So it's under the 55-pound limit the AMA has set. So that's awesome.
We're going to try to
Turbine.
keep it as as possible. But again, that's what the book says for weight. We'll see what we can get.
What turbine sizes?
Okay, so they are recommending a 200 to 320 size.
Ooh, man.
So what am I going to put in it? I'm going to put a 240.
Hey, Jeremy, I don't think your microphone's picking you up. I think your webcam mic is picking you up.
Is it really? There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, no. Yes, no. Let me adjust that real quick.
Yeah, no worries. I was just trying to
Yeah.
help out.
We wanted a close up. That's what we really
That's really
wanted
what we
there,
were
Jeremy.
looking for. Yeah, man.
Man, you
Look
look
at
so good.
Half work hair and
Oh man, I know. It's okay. I got a face that's made for radio, so it's fine. We're all good here.
I got a face made for radio.
You know. But Will, what you been up to, man? What's new?
Man, nothing, man. Same old. Still working this house down to get into the next place. But other than that, as far as the flying, man, this weather's just been crappy. Haven't been able to get out and do any flying other than what, Sunday? We went Sunday.
hear me now.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
went out.
that was a good day.
Yeah,
We
that's
did have
better.
a good day on Sunday.
All right,
We
there
went
we go.
out
Sorry about
Sunday.
that, guys.
Oh yeah, that sounds good, Jeremy.
These DJI mics are fun, but they
Man.
sometimes don't like to work right.
Yeah, that sounds good. But
All
yeah,
right.
Will, we went out Sunday, man, and had a good time. We had a bunch of good flights in that day. It was a little windy,
All right, mic check you, little man.
but
Good.
nice.
all right,
Oh
there we
yeah,
go.
we can hear you guys real good. So
Okay.
back to that big plane right there, though. You were getting some questions
Oh,
about
you gotta
that,
move
so
that.
fire away.
Okay, so we're gonna adjust one more thing real quick because that light is killing it. There we go. All right, so things. Let's see. I said it was a 200 to 320 range. Okay, now why do they recommend that? The reason why they recommend that is because this actually has thrust vectoring in it.
What?
Nice.
Jesus, as big as that thing is, thrust vectoring.
There is the thrust vectoring.
It's already scary because of the size, and then they go and they
Yeah.
throw a thrust vector in there just to make everybody pucker. My God.
And it's an F-16 on top of that.
So as an F-16
Yeah.
guy, okay, so I've got essentially 12 and a half years of F-16 experience, and it kind of drives me nuts that it's got thrust vectoring, but guess what? You don't have to use it. You can always center it, keep it on a switch, have fun. You don't always have to fly scale, but if you do, go right ahead, right? So you got that option there, which is pretty cool. So it's got it. So you can also buy it without that. So that's one of the neat things with this. And you can also get this airplane without servos too. So you got 3 different options on there. You got several schemes, but yeah, this is pretty dang cool. So
Hey, I like what Bill said. Is somebody going to win that one tonight? You raffling that one off for us?
it's only got my ticket right now. So what we want to do is we want to get this thing showcased out there for you guys all to see. We're doing what we can to get it ready. We're waiting for the motor. I don't know if you guys had seen there's Sweewind motors between the 220, 240 size. There's been a delay in those. So we're waiting for some of those to come. Hopefully it gets here before our next event that we're going to be at, which is St. George, Utah, the Remote Possibilities President's Day event, even though that's this weekend. It's the first real weekend of March. St. George, Utah, if you want to come and see this thing, hopefully we'll have it there to fly. But worst case scenario, we'll bring it just for you to see. So
Man,
we're just waiting for a motor.
Josh Bunn, that airplane has your name on it. If you don't, Josh Bunn is one of those guys that can afford something like that, and
This thing is
go all out.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So,
About 20K?
say that again.
What are you looking at? About 20K for that thing?
No, close. No, just joking. No, so this airplane is 8200, ready to go, plug and play with thrust vectoring.
That's not
Wow.
bad.
And we're not even talking about the turbine in there.
That is shipped to your door. So this comes in a massive container, a container so large that it did not go in my house, and I had to do an unboxing in my driveway. So,
ma'am,
it's pretty awesome.
it came in a crate, didn't it? Like a massive crate. Yeah.
Pretty neat on there. Absolutely awesome. The thing, the meter is the fuselage is 3.06 meters for length. So that's 10 feet. Okay, it's awesome. A wingspan, 83 inches or 2,115 millimeters for the wingspan. It's massive. I mean, it's
bigger than that.
The fuselage length, like I said, is 120.5 inches. So that's pretty awesome. It's gonna be pretty dang sweet when we get this thing running. Like I said, you can get it with all the servos installed in there, which would be 9 servos in there. You get the lights. That's the cool part about the lights is they're right. Okay, so coming from an F-16 guy, you got your logo lights, which are right there, the white lights. They don't fly with them all the time on there. You've got your wingtip lights, which they have them on the top and the bottom. So you actually have good visibility. And then you have your intake lights. Pretty awesome on there. Oh, and you got a landing gear light. It's not on because the landing gear's not connected up yet. So again, this thing is like bare scratch, slapped together so that you guys can see how massive this thing is.
Oh my gosh, LJ Hobby Life, what is going on, dude? Hadn't talked to this guy in a while, man. We go way back. I mean, like way back. Good to have you back in here, man. I hope you're on the East Coast. All right, sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Some of the cool things about this airplane is a lot of F-16s out there. You have a really, really humongous wing chord, right? This wing chord is actually really super thin. There's already several people that are flying this jet around and having a blast with it. And then it's actually got actual airfoil in the wings. So it doesn't need this humongous bubbled core to get the lift on there. It's actually got the actual airfoil in there, the contour that it needs for lift. These surfaces, the actual flaperons are huge on this airplane. It's so cool. And then lots of other cool things on there, like easy transport options.
That thing's juicy.
Easy transport options.
Yeah, easy transport options.
You have a tractor trailer. You're
Like
good.
being able to take your horizontal off.
That's what I'm talking about. A trailer must be. You're not going to put that in the back of your SUV.
So this will fit inside a Volkswagen Bug. No, I'm just joking.
That is big.
No, pretty neat setup on there. This actually comes off. So you have a button you can press on the back, and you can actually separate these out. The servo is connected up through a slot-driven system. And you can see the half-moon servo drive right here to be able to actually control the servos on there. Pretty neat. I had somebody ask me a question online of whether or not the horizontal stab does come off, or sorry, the vertical stab. The vertical stab does come off. You just have to undo a screw here, here, and there, and you can actually remove it out. Easy connect on there.
Hey, Bill brings up a good question. What's the estimated speed going to be on something of that size, man?
Well, I would venture to say that most of these are going to be in the 180 to 200 range, depending on what you're pushing it with.
Wow.
Am I wrong? That's pretty much that with anything,
Yeah.
With a 300, I wouldn't doubt it would get over 200.
I'm with Josh Bunn. It's funny. Josh said something because I was getting ready to ask him. I was like, Josh, what's something like that move around? He said 199.9 miles an hour.
Yeah. So it really all depends on what you're pushing it with, what you're doing with it, whether you're doing vertical dives, whether you're flying straight and narrow, whether you're at an altitude of 4,900 feet like I am, or whether you're at sea level. There's a lot of factors on that.
But does it eject a parachute when it lands, though?
Nah, nobody needs that. We want to the back end.
Exactly. Exactly. Man,
No.
that thing is just completely massive.
No, we got the other thing is you got the actual radome comes off, so you can put all your batteries up front too.
Yep. Nice.
Oh,
Nice
that's
setup
cool.
on there. They got carbon fiber reinforcement on all the plywood. This massive cockpit comes off. It does not
crazy.
pivot. That's one thing that I wish it did, is that it had a hinging system on there. Then you got the humongous cockpit, so you can put your humongous pilot in there.
Is that a one-piece fuselage? Somebody asked a question.
That is not a one-piece fuselage.
Okay.
So I have a whole bunch of pictures online that I put on there, but the fuselage separates right here. Okay. It's got 4 bolts in there that hold it together. And then you've got those wing connect type connections for everything from the back end. So when you separate it, you just quick connect it. So you don't have to be like, well, that's aileron, that's elevator. You know what I mean? So it's all quick connects on there. So if you really had to access or take this apart every time you travel, you can do that. Now, would I recommend that? That would suck, but
yeah,
you can do it. You know what I mean? So,
man,
that's
a nice bird.
Yeah, it's massive. I cannot believe how big this is.
I can imagine if you get something like that, you obviously own a
Check
trailer
out that
put it in.
landing gear, if you can see that.
That is-
It's actually completely functional. Look at that.
It's got everything you need. So it's got, being an F-16 guy, it's got the early Block 30s and all that type of stuff for lights in the back here. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Our jets, when we were Block 40, 42s, only had the front and nose door light. So,
you know, the sad part about this is, Will and Tim, is I'll never afford something like that.
don't say never.
Don't say never.
You thought you were
true.
never going to be flying turbines, and you sure
That
are.
is true. I did say that. I stand corrected. But, man, yeah,
Sell
I mean,
all your turbines and buy that one turbine.
that is true. I'm sure I probably could do that.
The price point is awesome because my BVM 6 scale ended up costing more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good price for what
A
they
plug and play
So
for
here's your hatch. I'm going to try. I don't know how to really do this. Let's see this. Let's see if we can just lift the laptop. I've never had to where I can't bring an airplane to to the actual thing. So here we go. Let's see. I got to see what we're seeing here.
Wow, look at that. So is that all plywood carbon fiber?
Tyler, go hit that light, please, if you would. So yeah, it lights up this area a little bit. There you go. Hopefully did that do anything? Probably not. All right. So anyway, you got your engine bay here with all your structuring up on there. Carbon fiber reinforcement on all of the ply. But then you got that, I think it's called like G92 or G91 or whatever it is for the plastic supporting the strength and rigidity up there.
Yep.
You've got 4 tanks in here. One of those tanks is for smoke. So this airplane comes with smoke.
There we go. I like
again,
that.
This is a little bit of a mess in here because I got to get it assembled. But if you look, you've got all your wiring all nice throughout the entire bay up here.
That was from the factory.
That is factory done. This is literally out of the box, right out and stuck together.
Man,
let's get down here and show you this landing gear a little closer.
I will say, Banana Hobby's killing it with those Jet Ruler brand, man.
There you go. So
just killing it.
There you go. Look at that gear. Absolutely stout.
Painted white too. Nice.
Yeah, those suckers are like when they're out, they're locked. Like, they're not bucking or going anywhere.
And Jeremy, they've got the brakes on there too, right?
Absolutely.
And you know the cool thing is, you can't even see the brake wire or anything.
Yep.
That's wild.
There you go. Let's give another look around here.
Look at even the brake wire's white. Good job.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just small details like that. You know, when you spend $8K on an airplane, you want a complete package like that. Man.
Moving this laptop around actually works out kind of good.
That's crazy. It looks really good though, man. I think you got a winner. I can't wait to see the report on that one.
You got your vent ports already right here, ready to go. Yeah, I mean, they did a pretty dang good job on there. So can't wait to get this thing flying again. It's going to be hopefully flying within the next week or so when we can get this motor set up.
Man, well, tell you what, I certainly look forward to the video of that one flying around, man, and seeing Kyler on the sticks.
Hey, and it's grass capable, Bobby. You can fly that your field.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, that's grass capable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is definitely going to be grass capes.
That's what I've been looking for. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those wheels are grass capable.
Yeah.
Well, and the big thing is what I've been finding out in a lot of these landing gear in most of the turbine series airplanes is get some good glass cleaner, clean the struts where the actual shock absorber is, and then get some spray silicone and actually spray that on there, and you will be able to make these things float like butterflies over the bumps.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
We did that with all the jet ruler jets, and man, now they're like
Smooth.
Cadillacs.
Wow. That's something. That's good to know, man. Wow. So question you got on that one. How much runway you need something for that? Tom Tabor says we fly off an 800-foot runway. So
well, we've got a 700-foot by 65-foot runway.
okay.
Do you need 700 feet by 65? No. I bet this thing's going to take off in maybe 200 or so, depending on what your thrust is. If you take off with flaperons half down or whatever, that's just going to increase your ability to take off sooner than later.
Right. Man,
I'm expecting it to get off the ground pretty quick. So my 1/6 top RC F-16, I mean that takes off at about 300 feet.
Man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. You need to send that top RC my way, man. You don't need it since you got that big monster right there.
I'm F-16 heavy right now.
Yeah, see? Exactly. Let me be the guy to take some of those off your hands free of charge. I won't even charge you for taking them off your hands, man.
Yeah, so
That's
here's
what
the shock absorbing movement. I mean, it's got a lot, and the wheels aren't even coming off the ground.
Yeah,
When is
you
this
can
gonna
definitely.
be available, Jeremy.
It's available now. We've got one in stock right now, and we have more on the way.
Any other color schemes, or is that the only scheme?
So right now, I think this is the only scheme right now. But like I said, there's going to be, I believe there's 5 schemes right now.
Man,
So
Could you imagine that thing in an aggressor?
are they going to make an aggressor scheme?
I'm saying, could you imagine it in an aggressor scheme?
Oh, I could imagine. I like the aggressor schemes. I've been pushing for aggressor schemes for quite a while. So
wow,
we can hope for an aggressor scheme.
man. Well, I tell you what, Jeremy. I appreciate you sharing that big monster back there with you because, I'm curious to see exactly how that one comes. And I can't help but see to your right, Jeremy. I see that you've got a little airplane wedged up on the wall over there too. So, to your right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. I see that. I see everything. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that back there. Well, we won't talk about that. We'll come back to that. But,
There's not anything behind me. No, I didn't realize that was.
That's okay.
Whatever it is unpainted.
Yeah, I like to point out the obvious sometimes, but
no, that's painted.
It is painted for sure.
Blends in with the wall really good, then.
It does.
All right.
But no, Jeremy, appreciate you. See it right there. I know what that is. That looks like a little J20 action going on. But
that is a Eurofighter.
Is that what that is? Oh,
Yeah,
I saw the canards. Yep.
We were down in St. George, right? St. George for their electric fest, and we ended up having a dead battery situation. And put in a Eurofighter.
These things happen.
And it still got a lot of parts, so I got to get a ARF Plus or something like that to be able to transfer over. That's a good airplane. It's a fun airplane.
Well, while we're talking about that's a good transition into the next topic there. So apparently a new airplane hit the market there, and it is the new e-flite SE5A 900 millimeter. Man, if we put that 900 millimeter up against that F-16, tell you what, that thing's gonna look.
Yeah, Bentley remembers that.
It's gonna look like a toy, man. So have you
Probably
guys
gonna only be the size of one of the wings.
have you seen that airplane yet? Have y'all seen the video of it and everything?
I haven't. I don't keep up with Horizon.
No,
Well,
I was at work all day working on altimeters.
well, I'm going to show the video right quick, and we're going to talk about it and see what you guys think. But I don't know, man. I'm just going to hold judgment real quick. Let's just watch the video. How about that? All right, here we go. I'm going to take that. We're going to make it big. Of course, I'm going to have to mute it.
Yeah, that's a redo. It looks like
It is. Yep.
those
They've got music.
those things used to have a combat module that you could put on them, and it was like an IR module to where you could put it on two airplanes.
Yeah.
And if you were behind the other airplane for long enough, it would actually cut the power of the one that was getting shot for a period of time. So you actually had like a combat to where you would eventually crash the airplane if you had somebody good enough behind you, which is kind of fun.
That sounds dangerous to me because I would get low and just do that and shoot an airplane as it's low. That's kind of cool though.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know if they have that module or not in there or not, but
well, clearly it's got enough power to hover.
well, that's new.
900 millimeters. How many inches is
the other
that?
one being very strong?
How many inches is 900 millimeters?
That's just a little bit. That's just a little bit smaller than a Viper 70.
Yeah,
It's a little bit smaller than a Viper 70.
Yeah, it's kind of so that's roughly 35 inches is what that is. So it's got a little
Who makes
35
that?
inch.
Park Zone?
Yes, e-flite.
Yeah, but I saw Park Zone popped up on there. They must have got Park Zone.
Park Zone
Sorry,
used to be what it used to be, I think.
Yeah. But it's got safe.
That's like when Jeremy started learning to fly airplanes time frame. That's when that thing was out there.
It's got AS3X in it, so that's cool. So, I like how they smoked the field. I don't know if they did it on purpose. It looks like it. But, oh, no, that's fog. That's real fog. But runs on a 4S or a 3S. That's cool.
The World War I airplanes, those are kind of cool. They need to get a spats going. And
yeah.
What was
Maybe
that other
they're
one?
on
Was it an albatross or? You guys remember the red one that they used to have?
I do remember that one,
It
actually.
wasn't the Red Baron one. I can't remember what it was.
That was prior to AS3X and gyros and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. It was that. Yeah, that thing was a squirrely bugger. And then when
It sure was.
When you'd land, it would break the struts every single time. You had to
Yep.
have those like in your kit.
It looks like it's got a lot of power. Man,
Yeah, let me see if I can find what that was.
it's actually pretty quick. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you guys would end up getting? I mean,
That one.
is this
Absolutely
what
not.
do you guys think? With everything that's out there.
I actually just watched the video of Aviator flying
Yeah.
it. It was
Uh-huh.
actually
It wasn't
it flies really
albatross.
nice, but for a World War I bird, if somebody's wanting to try a World War I bird,
They had this one too. This was the other one that you could put the module on.
Let's see here.
Albatross.
It's not for me.
Man.
But no, I mean, there's not any World War I airplanes on there. That's good on them,
That's true. I'm gonna jump into the comments and see what you guys say. P51 Fest says nice pipe. I won't be getting one. LJ says I don't think if I'd get one, I'd be happy with it. It's different. It's definitely something cool.
It's different. That's the thing. That's good. Kudos for the different.
yep, I give them that. At least they came out with something different.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming out with really World War I birds unless you get into balsa.
Yeah.
And somebody wants to try to fly one because they are fun. I have a World War I bird balsa, Hangar 9, the Fokker D7, and dude, it's just something different to fly.
Oh
If
yeah,
I
that's
was
right. I
gonna
have
try-
one.
If I was going to try one out, I'd probably buy one of these just to get familiar with it before I wanted to try something bigger.
And let's see, they have a plug and play version, and if you want the one, plug and play is $259, but if you want the one that has the AS3X, which seems most logical, it's I think it's like $279 if I'm not mistaken. Take a look at it right here.
Let's go like this.
So that's not bad. 4S,
260, yeah.
yeah, 4S compatible. It's brushless and it's tall grass capable. So that's good. That's a good price, I think. And I like the idea of having something different, you know.
And it has real servos in it.
It does.
Yep.
Full size servos, so that lets you know it's of decent size.
Yeah, that's a good airplane.
Yeah, I would definitely like that. I kind of just wish it was balsa. I'm old school.
Balsa's fine until you're getting the wood glue out.
Oh, I know.
Foam glue's a lot easier.
Definitely. Check that out.
Ask me how I know. I'm fixing one right now.
Well, you can see, like, it's a good size airplane. That's not small.
Dude, that's
when it first came out.
Airplane.
You said that's a 13-year-old kid holding an airplane?
Yeah, it's a 13-year-old kid holding an airplane.
I thought it was going to be another UMX. That's the reason why I looked when it first came out.
There's a 13-year-old kid holding an airplane.
Let's see here.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks huge.
Jeez. Yeah.
Hey, let him hold the one that's on the table.
He already did. You couldn't see him.
Jeez. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, too. This is another one that came out that I just kind of snuck up under the radar. But Black Horse also came out with the an L-39 Albatross for their little, not said little, but the 90 millimeter EDF. Have y'all seen that one?
I've seen it. That's nice too, man.
Yeah, that's a Motion RC one, and it is. I don't know too much about the L-39s. That they carry, the Black Horse models. I've only seen one. Jeff had one, and he crashed it. But I remember looking at it and remembering it being like balsa, but it was so light.
Yeah,
that
I was surprised. From my club president.
That's right. I kind of wanted that airplane too, by the way.
Yeah, Afterburner. We'll get those up. So we just got some more snow. Literally, we just got about 4 inches of snow today. Man, but we'll get the F-16 and F-18 together.
But check this one out. So, what do y'all think? $1,000 for a 90 millimeter balsa airplane? I mean, is that a good price? With retracts, it comes with the retracts, of course.
Depends on the retracts, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Probably the cheap JPs that they usually put on their planes, not the real JPs.
And it's set up for 12S.
I don't think those are JPs because they
comes with these X-Waves.
Oh, that comes with the X-Wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Will, is that what you have in yours?
I don't have X-Waves, but they look just like them.
Okay.
But yeah, they're good retracts. They don't hang up. They just do their thing. They come out. They go in like they're supposed to.
They just do their job.
So that's a re-scheme of the one they currently have, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Yes, that is a re-scheme.
Just another little livery. It is cool.
It is a cool scheme, though. I like the asymmetric look.
Yeah, I like it better than the typical blue one that they have. So, but yeah, that's another one that came out too. So that one kind of slid under the radar, new scheme and everything. That's kind of cool. I think you'd be able to see that from a distance, though. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, just like the orange that we have on RL39. That's a similar scheme, but in red.
Yeah, let me tell you, those L39s y'all came out with are absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I wish I was an L39 fan. I'd probably end up buying one, but I just
all you gotta do is just fly one and you turn into an L39.
I cannot say anything bad about that airplane. It's got the looks, it's got the sheen, the quality on it is absolutely fantastic. It went together exceedingly well. The lights look good. The landing gear is just beefed up like crazy. And it's electric gear, so you're not having to dork around with air. I mean, it's awesome for the price.
Got a question though, Jeremy, on that. I noticed during the first build on that, y'all had to extend the landing gear to get the wings on and off. Correct. Is that something they're going to change so you don't have to do that every time?
No, it's actually not a problem. So what we found out in that was when we were doing the first build, we were like, oh, wow, how do we got to do this? So you got to get your aircraft assembled. When you get your assembly done, so what you do is you just essentially give power to your retracts, bring them down for your first go, put your wings together. Then you set up the gear controller, door controller, all that. Then when you have to go to the field, all you do is you undo your two on each side, 3 millimeter bolts for the grub or the pinch cinch type connections.
Yep.
And you slide them out the 5 or 6 inches, and then you just hit the gear switch again, and everything goes in and out.
Okay.
So it's just a little extra step in the process, but I found it not to be really a pain in the butt anymore. So at first I was confused. I was like, well, this is going to be interesting. But
Yeah, I thought so too.
your initial setup, yes, it's kind of a pain in the butt for a minute. But then once you get assembling and you set up your gear stuff and all that, then it's no longer any kind of random issue. So
I really like this scheme. I don't know why. It's just something different. That bottom's awesome.
And that scheme sold out. That was the first one to sell out.
Like, I like this. I know, Jeremy, you don't like the black on it and the black and yellow, but it's cool. It's different.
Yeah, I do not like that yellow and black stripes on there. That's just not my thing.
I think it's kind of cool.
And that was the one that sold out the quickest. Probably because it's military and you can go fly at a Warbird event, probably.
That's right. Yeah.
So from what I'm understanding, don't hold me to this. I believe we're going to be trying to do an olive drab scheme that is not with those yellow and black stripes. So a little bit more pretty in my eyes.
Yeah, I like this one though. Man, I like the
orange one. I like the orange one that Jeremy's flying.
So here's another kick to all of you guys. Okay, so if you have a scheme you want done, you can have it done. It's just an extra $450. They'll do whatever scheme you want. So if you want a scheme done, send us the schemes you want. We will send it over to them and get the okay for them. And then there you go.
Now, is that on any jet ruler jet?
As far as I know, it is. Let me verify that. But as of right now, I can 100% confirm that's with the L39. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you end up doing a custom scheme, just know that is your airplane.
Basically, you're paying for it before it leaves the factory.
Yeah.
So yes, it is your airplane. So if you want a custom scheme, plan on paying for it.
No.
And waiting 3 months.
No take back. So you're going to have a little bit of a wait. So it'll be based upon the container. So if they get the airplane done and the container, and we'll just say it only takes a month per se, right? So the next container's in a month and they can get it done. Well, then you've got an airplane in a month. You know what I'm saying?
All timing, just luck of the draw.
It's all timing, correct.
So, LJ Hobby Life says
here's another caveat. If you've got lined pockets, you can pay for air shipping. So
yeah. Because you can pay for anything.
I don't have Bobby money,
Yeah, right. LJ says, I've used those X-Waves, and they're not bad at all on a budget, so that's pretty good. He says that black and orange scheme is tough. It really is. It's pretty nice.
That is a good-looking plane.
Afterburner RC, Jeremy, would it be possible to do a tandem jet ruler, F-18, F-18? Oh, yeah, you already
that's what I commented on. Like I said, we'll do all that. We're trying to show you guys live flights of all that unedited, so you guys get to see the plane flown just by what Bobby and I talk about. So for Banana Hobby, I don't claim to be the best pilot in the world, the best this, the best that. Okay, I'm an average pilot, just like all of you guys.
You crash.
Kyler's the real pilot back there.
Yeah, that's the real pilot right there.
He is.
He's better than me. You're better than me.
Yeah,
you know that.
Kyler's like the most newest version. He's like the version 4. We're all like the version. Well, I guess I'm a version 1981, and I don't know what Tim is. He's probably like a version 1972 and
71. You were close.
Yeah, so we're all outdated. He's the earliest version. He comes pre-programmed with all this.
But this little dude, right? So it's awesome. When I'm at the field, right? If a bug goes in my eye, or I just need to take the sticks. Like for instance, we're flying in the cold right now for all you guys, right? We're trying to get media out there for you guys to enjoy. But it is cold here right now. And so we have to do it to where we're like, hey, take the transmitter. My fingers, I can't feel them. So, we're out there trying to do this stuff for you guys to have fun. Like I was saying, I'm an average pilot, okay? I can do a lot of things that a lot of people can't, but I am not claiming to be the best of the best. So when you guys see us flying, we're trying to show you what you guys are capable of.
Yeah.
Okay, what you are going to be able to do, what you are going to have fun with. And obviously, I'm going to try and do what I can to break the plane in the air so you guys can't. But
we'd like to see some of that video.
Yeah,
the ones you break in half.
Jeremy, by the way, Alan G has a question. Will Banana Hobbies keep some jet roller parts like fuselage, wings, tails, and stock in the U.S.?
That's hard to do. We're going to keep a lot of stuff in stock, but when it comes to airplane wings and stuff like that, that's a big dollar thing. So we can discuss it. I think that on the common scheme airplanes that we're going to have, that will be an affirmative. So like if it's a regular scheme that we're going to have, we should have it. Okay. But if it's going to be one of the random ones here and there, or any of that kind of stuff, you're probably not going to see that type of stuff. So
Gotcha.
like schemes that should be a normal random all the time is like the Blue Angel F-18. You know, that's a scheme that people are going to always have, that are going to, you know, people are going to want to do stuff with. You know, like the F-16s, you know, there's probably going to be Thunderbird parts, because there's going to be a Thunderbird there. You know, the Viper,
Right.
Viper one, that's going to be a scheme. Viper demo scheme. Those are going to be schemes that we're going to have. So I believe that that's going to be a thing on the planes that we're going to normally have based on. But if you've got the random ones that don't really sell much, probably not. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
that's
that's a good question though. So that was a very good question to ask. So if you guys know, link up with Jeremy for further information. And yeah, but it's nice having you on here so people can fire away. And guys, if you got more
you guys
questions,
got, I've got
go ahead.
behind that shows some comments. I'll see what I can do about answering any of that stuff. So
yeah, in the meantime, we're going to segue into the let's see here, to the SR-71. So look, it's been out. Will, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on it? Has it changed?
Nope. I still don't think it's I don't think it's a well capable flying airplane.
Tim, what do you think about that, man?
Well, believe it or not, one of my friends has one, and he's flown it, and he's pretty impressed. I haven't seen it, but he sent me some video of him flying it, and it actually flies very easy, according to him. Still not my cup of tea, but he was doing loops and rolls and all kinds of crazy inverted passes with it. So it's more capable than what we initially thought it would be.
Sure.
But overall, still not my cup of tea. Is it cool to look at? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It shoots cool, but nah, not going to spend $730 on a foam.
Jeremy, what's your thoughts on the SR-71, man? You're a connoisseur of all type of airplanes. Yep, cover up the banana hobby part. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, you're amongst friends. You're in the circle of trust. You can.
Nobody from Bananas watching us.
Yeah.
I hope you guys all understand. All right,
you fly
I
other stuff.
Everything. Okay, I've got lots of stuff. I mean, I've got a Eurofighter right there. I got a twin liner right there. I'm making into an AWAC. So if you look right there,
oh, that's gonna be cool.
That is another dome for me to put on an AWAC. So I make, you know what I mean? I fly everything if it's good. Okay. So I will give you an unbiased answer if you ask. And so what do I think? I think it's an awesome airplane. I think that in the right hands, it's going to be a great airplane for people. In the wrong hands,
it's going to be
it's going to be a disaster. Straightforward with you. You know what I mean? But again, you know, a very wise person told me a long time ago that not every airplane should be built. And the reason why is because there's not a lot of people that are actually at that level for those airplanes.
That's true.
So if you build an airplane that is basically out of the level or skill level of all pilots that are, you know, your majority of sales basis, then it's going to potentially be a disaster.
I never thought of it like that, honestly.
So it's built, it's out. I think that in the right hands, it's going to be a great airplane. And I think in the wrong hands, it's going to be a nightmare. Now, do I have one? Am I going to buy one? Am I going to buy one? I'm probably not going to buy one. And that's no caveat to motion or anything like that. It's just because it's $729. That is a lot of money for a twin 70 jet. You drop it down to $629. Now you've got my eyes a little bit, you know, because you got to add a receiver in there. Then you've got your battery, you know, depending on what battery you put in there. I mean, you're almost at $1,000 to fly that airplane.
You're almost in turbine, you know, fun realm right there. A couple $100 more and you can afford a turbine jet.
but it looks like it flies great. Okay, it looks like
And that
they
video
got
of it
it.
showing right now. I don't know if you can see it or not, but they're actually
Yeah,
doing stuff. They just did
it looks
inverted
it
pass
looks
and
like they
everything.
got it right. Now the previous one that was made by another company, it did not meet
It was a tank.
the need.
Yeah.
No, I think they got it right. They got the parachute in there. That was some, and there was another SR-71 that was going to be going. So we we had one and we decided not to do it because we thought that it was going to be that nightmare airplane for people. So
yeah. And hey, it's if you got one and it looks like a success, like I'm showing a video of this one right now. It's looking pretty stable. It's got that 6-axis gyro in there, so you've got that. He was flying it inverted, so that's always good. And you can kind of see it looks like it's got plenty of power. One thing I noticed about this airplane is that at a distance, man, it's kind of hard to tell which way it's going.
So there's a lot of airplanes out there that people want that are going to be very, very hard airplanes to see if companies do make them. For instance, I don't know if you guys ever flew the F-117 that was out from Blitz RC Works and LX.
Yeah,
that airplane was a very, very tough airplane to see in different angles.
Yeah, this one is definitely interesting. Like you got to kind of pay attention to it. But
the F-104 that they had, the 90 millimeter one, that plane got a lot of people in the disoriented effect, right?
Man, that F-104 was crazy.
It was
like
hard
flying
to see.
a needle.
And it landed like a hot dog with wings. I mean, it just didn't.
Right.
It was an interesting airplane, but
I could imagine that thing disappearing as you come in for a landing. And Jeremy, you don't have this issue at your field, but you get into the tree line, below the tree line, and all of a sudden that thing's just going to disappear.
Yeah.
But it is really nice to see it doing things, that we thought it couldn't do or shouldn't do or wouldn't do. So it's nice. I mean, it's a good flyer. I imagine they probably watched the show and then they heard us say it. And then they're like, hey, let's show these guys that I can actually do some stuff. And that's a good thing.
No, and that's what it is.
Let's watch it land.
So even like when we do our media and whatnot, we want to show hype videos where everybody gets to enjoy the fun, the music, the elegance, all that stuff like that. But we also want to show the airplane doing just random
guys
fun.
That fly Eurofighter, F-16. There we go. We got a little wind hitting us. There we go.
It's getting hit by wind. You see it getting knocked around.
In the pocket.
But it looks like, in my opinion, it lands a lot better than the F-16 that
flying an F-16
was out there. So
there's version 2.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I got that airplane and I don't fly it because of the landings on it.
Well, check this lane and look. This is interesting. It looks like he drove up on the grass. This will give us some detail about if it's grass worthy or not. Let's see.
Sometimes I can turn around. It's a pretty narrow runway out here.
So it's off the grass. Let's see. Look at that.
Guys,
so it got stuck in that grass right there. So
guys, this thing is so sweet.
That's interesting.
I cannot recommend enough.
Yeah, they clearly state it's got to be on a hard surface.
Yeah.
And that's good. The clearly stating that, right? And I say this all the time. Everybody's grass is different. A lot of us justify what we have as a field because it's what we've got. And then our perspective of whether or not we should fly on it or shouldn't fly on it is a little different, So,
right. All grass is not equal.
Yeah, I tried to show our F-22, our 105 F-22 flying off of grass. That was a soccer field that was the best grass I could find for where our area was. And
that grass was like 4 inches thick.
and it went up.
Yeah.
But man alive, it was not good.
Man. So let's see here. I'm gonna jump in. If somebody gave me one, I would take it. But like Jeremy said, if it gets around $600, yeah, I'll get one. Let's see here. Louis says 80 millimeter would have been great middle ground. I know Motion had a 70 and a 90. So let's see here.
Well, Louis, you got to think about this, right? So, going into the 80 series airplanes, you have to have another battery.
Yeah.
You just have to. Otherwise, you're going up for a minute and a half and you're done. You
I'm
know what I mean?
absolutely fine with flying 2 batteries on an 80, on a twin 87.
Yeah, maybe. Has anybody done that yet? I mean, for instance, the AL-37, right, that I use for my tanker,
Mhm.
I have to fly it with 2 batteries because I have 4 70 mils in there, right? The difference in how much that airplane weighs with just that extra battery,
Yeah,
is worlds of difference. I mean, it's just absolutely completely different airplane. And so adding a second battery into an airplane with that small of a wing, I just think it's a recipe for either breaking your fuselage on landings or having to land the thing hot. And it's not going to end well, I don't think. So, I mean, I want, I want to see somebody fly it with 2 batteries in there. I want to see the characteristics.
yeah.
That's
It's funny. I was talking to what is it? Drone pilot that comes in our room quite a bit, and I didn't know it had it had 2 bays for 2 batteries. Had no clue. So apparently,
from what it looks like, it's got a battery tray, and then it's got an electronics bay that can be modified.
Yeah,
into a battery bay. So I mean, that's a good idea.
He was asking about flying 2 batteries in it, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, well, why would you do it? What's the benefit? So,
well, maybe you'll put like a 5,000 in front, and then you go like with a 30 something in the back.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen guys that the old Sukhoi 30s. They would do 2 batteries in them. They would have the battery in the front where it normally is, and then they would put a battery where the air brake is.
The battery,
and that way they only get more flight time out of it. Because I mean, the Sukhoi 27 and the Sukhoi 30, let's be honest, being it's a 70, it does not get good flight time.
It was a power hungry airplane, that's for sure.
Where the battery is located is a very big mistake to begin with, because you can ask Bobby with my SU-27. I relocated the battery to where the receiver actually was supposed to be at, and that plane would pop up off the ground, all because of where the battery was positioned. It was just the way they had the battery set up in the very front. That was really making it draw a lot of power for no reason whatsoever. So it just kind of hurt it for a 70. That's the only thing I'm saying about it is if they got the battery way up at the front or too far to the front, it's just making the plane have to work hard to get off the ground. That's a lot of your million, especially us grass guys. We lose a lot of our milliamps right for takeoff. For takeoff, that's where it's killing us because we can't get off the ground. The thing's taking forever to get off the ground. We're running at full speed. The motors are running at full speed for 400 feet, whatever the case may be, and then it's off the ground. Like, that's just a long time for it to be running like that. And then we got to climb. So now we finally got it off the ground.
You got 3 minutes of real usable air time. Really?
Yeah. We can't really enjoy the flight now because we had to go full throttle the whole time to get in the air and actually get it flying. Now that we got it flying, we could come down off the throttle. But of course, you got to pick up the throttle in the turns with something like that because the battery's sitting so far to the front, and it's a twin 70 without the power and the thrust needed to carry the darn thing.
Yeah.
So it just ends up being a short flight. And it's like, well, I don't want to fly this anymore because I'm done with it.
Louis Motorsport says, I hear what you're saying about the 2 batteries and wing loading. He says that's what's kept me from the twin 80 MiG. I will say that twin 80 MiG, though, you can run it on 4000s and you get really good, you get better flight times out of it.
I ran it on 6000s off of grass and got good flight time out of it.
I mean, there's a lot of really good twin 80 mil airplanes out there. For instance, the A10, right? That thing flies awesome with 2 batteries in there, but it's got the wings to be able to handle the weight.
Right.
So
yeah, it's got the wings to handle the weight, but landing that sucker is a doggone pain too because trying to get it to flare if you don't have enough elevator, it's a little. I'm not trying to be challenging here. I'm just giving my opinion on it because I also have one too. So it's all of that weight is in the front. The difference between the MiG-29 and the A10, you got good wing area on the A10 versus the MiG-29. The MiG-29 body is basically a wing, but the MiG-29, you can move the batteries. You have a battery that sits pretty close to where the wing spar is. And then you got two other battery positions. I usually use the battery position up in the top, the upper portion. That way, all of my weight's kind of more towards the back. So coming in to land, and Bobby's seeing it, landing the thing, it's like it starts looking graceful and it just floats.
Yeah, it's really nice.
In the front, it was a pain trying to land that thing because it's like the nose just wanted to just dive down.
Yeah.
And it's like I had to give it a lot of elevator. I would be constantly doing this, trying to land that thing. But same thing with the A-10. I really don't have any space to play with the battery in the front. So it's like I got a lot of nose weight. I got to try to carry it and get it down and then flare it just right. But I mean, if you can do it, it's all about battery position for me. That's what it's all about.
Sounds like you need to get more flaps on that A-10.
Sound like I need to get more flaps.
It'll be a big baby.
Yeah,
you got to get those things almost
barn doors, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
Barn doors.
Look, guys, we want to move on to the next topic here. Guys, on sale right now, I think $975 if I'm not mistaken. The HSD Jets Super Viper. It's on sale. I talked to Chris earlier today, and he has a crazy sale. I think it's $975. But you have to add your shipping in. I don't exactly know how much shipping is, but $975 for a plug-and-play turbine jet is almost unheard of. He has a ton of them in stock. And also, I dropped the video of this one too. And there's one thing I cannot say bad about HSD Jets, man. All their jets fly good. They absolutely fly good. I've flown so many of them that I have a good idea of how the majority of them fly. They fly good, hands down. Like, they are good. So I'll show a quick video of this review. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but you can go onto the channel and take a look at it if you want to see the full thing. But I'm going to play some of it for you guys so you can see it. And it's an awesome flying airplane. Will, you're out there, so you can actually give some input on that thing, exactly how it was. But take a look, guys. Here we go. And I'm going to skip around on it. With the HSD Jets Super Viper jet. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is nothing more than an Avanti. It's just an Avanti, right? Yeah. That's what it is. We're rolling with the Shuiwin 80B inside of there for power. Smoke. So, it comes complete with smoke already installed. That's one thing I love about the HSD Jets. They have some models, it's already in there. The tank's already installed. And it looks like some of these other companies are now catching on to that. You have your smoke tank at the bottom. You got your fuel tank up here. And everything's already plumbed. I just say that you need to check it before you go up. But it's a really good size airplane. And, we fired the bad boy up. And actually, right now, I took that Shui one out of there and sent it off to have some work done to it. It needed a new starter, and I put in a K85. I want to say like a G3, and that thing is extremely powerful in this platform. So you can kind of see it starting off, but you can definitely see that it has no problems taxiing on grass. It is easy to fly. All right, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. This was like the first flight right here. Of the HSD, and it was awesome. Maiden flight, a little nervous here, so I was definitely nervous. Will was out there with me, but I've done enough of these flights that kind of I don't get as nervous as possible. But if you want to talk about a good entry level like jet, I would say this one. This one and the L39, you can't get any better than that. I don't care if you get the Aerophone version L39. The HSD version L39, but this one right here has a flight envelope this wide. Go ahead, Will.
I was gonna say they just fly really good, man.
They do. They really do.
And guys, I'm gonna be talking to you a little bit while Bobby's getting it trimmed out.
And literally, I was trimming the thing out as I was flying. It wasn't
Super Viper,
anything crazy. It has a simulated afterburner. And like I said, these things are on sale for under $1,000, man. It's crazy to me.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was like so low that I was thinking about getting another one. I was like, why would I not get another one at that price?
She's looking
Does
good.
he got a sale on the turbine too?
She's looking good.
Not on the turbine. Not on the turbine. And I think, he can see. I think he's got those Linton 80s that he's selling.
But that's the plug and play, right?
Right. This one is plug and play. Yep.
It's the 975 for the plug and play.
Yeah, it has everything in there. It has the servo, the MFC. It's got brakes. It's got everything.
That's tempting.
And
There
look,
you go, Will. Get your turbine.
Man, go ahead with that.
and look, I was literally flying this thing around at like 50% throttle. Never went full speed.
I'm
We'll
trying to
bump
buy
around.
Jeremy's A10.
Camera says they're
Yeah.
good.
Did somebody say my A10?
Yeah, I want to buy your A10. I just got to
Hey.
come all the way out to Utah to get it. You told me.
Yep. We
All right,
That's right.
we flew it on Sunday, right? Yeah. Got another
Check out how
flight
this
on it.
thing lands, guys. It just comes in.
Cooling down,
I
guys.
think that was with full flaps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an Avanti, man. It just comes in good and super easy. This is my go-to airplane now. I can fly it in wind. I can fly it pretty much all the way around. And just look how forgiving that is.
Yeah, it just settles right in.
Yeah. I was super ecstatic after that first flight. So, and you can see after that flight, I had plenty of fuel left in there, so I had enough to go for about another minute or so.
You had the nerves bothering you a little bit though, so it wasn't, it's a maiden flight. You didn't
Oh,
want to
for
take
sure.
that risk.
Second flight right there was a little better day. And now I have video of it with the smoke system already, using some of the smoke in it. And I tell you, smoke in a turbine plane is just a game changer. But guys, this is what I'm talking about. These prices of these, whether it's the Aerofoam, the HSD Jets, man, you got to look at some of your 105,
Yeah.
your 120s, and you're right there at the cost of a turbine jet. If you can have one at your field, I mean, there's really no reason not to go. There's nothing to be scared of. I mean, Will, you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's not scary at all. Tim's seen it. Tim's deep into it. Jeremy's all the way deep into it. Kyler's over there flying it. You got Kyler flying turbines, guys. You know what I mean? You got Kyler flying the turbines, man, and smoking it.
Covering a lot of ground. You better turn it around.
So you can see this was a fast pass I did. I hadn't really clocked it, but I think 170 plus is what this thing's zipping around at.
Yeah, I would think we had the GPS in it once, didn't we?
I don't think so. No, I did, but it wasn't working. I didn't have it set up.
That was the day it wasn't charged.
Well, I
Yep,
mean,
that's
you
right.
want something in-
Well, we'll take a look at this landing on this one too, and you can kind of see how it comes in. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this airplane. This thing flies phenomenal. And that was no gyro, by the way. Absolutely no gyro. So you throw a gyro in it, and guess what? You're going to have a plane that just throw a Cortex in that thing, and it just deletes the air.
It's so legit.
So just an easy, look at that, easy landing.
You heard what I said. It's so legit. Like it looks like a legit jet coming in to land.
Yeah, yeah. And there you have it, man. I mean, XSRC, HSD Jets. Like I said, it's on sale right now over there. Go over there and get you one. I mean, if you're not even ready to fly a turbine plane right now, this is a good one just to get and sit on, push it to the side, and just hold on it. So it's an easy way to get into turbine planes. And like I said, HSD Jets. You got Chris over there.
For it, that is for the airplane. No turbine, no receiver.
That's plug and play. That's right. Plug and play
no
means it doesn't
batteries.
come with the turbine or the receiver. That's right. Yep.
So plan on another 1750 at least for a motor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And look, that is
80
definitely
Sweeland.
that is the cheapest that you're going to get into a turbine
Yeah,
anywhere on the market
exactly.
today.
You're still under $3,000.
Absolutely.
You're right at $3,000.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're under $3,000.
Receiver, batteries, turbine.
Yeah.
You're over $3,000. Slightly, not much.
Yep. You're going to be.
Okay,
I'm trying to
but
think.
I'm just saying that without it being on sale, that plane probably goes for what?
1,300. 13.
So that's going to put you well over $3,000. You're going to hit 3,500
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
by the time you get turbine and everything. So I mean, you're saving something.
You're saving
Wait,
something, but I also don't know. But remember, that's $975. You have to pay for shipping, so I don't know how much
That's not
shipping is.
shipping. So you got at least a couple hundred for shipping.
Yeah, like I said, you don't know how much shipping is going to be, but I would assume it's going to be $160, $200, maybe. So
What's next from Jet Ruler?
let's see here.
Top
So
secret. He won't tell us.
I know, right? He's got Jet Ruler's got a bunch of stuff coming out.
Hey,
But
Jeremy, are you going to Jets over Kentucky this year?
Yeah, we will be there.
All right,
So,
bring the A10.
I
I'll
will
be there.
bringing lots of stuff.
He
So
said-
we got our new trailer, 22-foot trailer. We brought a 12-foot trailer last year. So
what's going on, Victor?
we're gonna
I
have a
will be
lot
there,
of
Jeremy. So we'll finally get to meet instead
Awesome.
of just talking.
yeah, that'll be great.
Video Games Forever says I have 75 planes now. I barely walk in my house. There's too many planes. Been there.
So that now you need to sell some and get turbines.
Dude, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, all those airplanes are nothing more than fodder or fundraising for
I
you
got
to
a
get
bunch
to.
up for sale right now.
Telling
Come get them.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey Bobby, I sent you a video. If you want to share it, it's up to you. It's just a G Whiz, A10 video. We just flew it Sunday. Just a little bit of fun if you're
yeah, let me take a look at
looking
it.
for stuff to share and have fun. When is Kentucky? It's the midweek of July.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
You can
Hey,
answer.
this Bentley guy that just commented here. Have you all seen his videos? He's the guy that put that Corsair, put a DLE 222 in that Corsair.
But that sounds
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
that's Brent's son.
Yes.
Wicked good pilot. Tell your dad hello for me, by the way.
Yeah.
Check this out, guys. Jeremy just sent this to me. Y'all want to
This
see
is
a little
no music, no cut, just random Sunday flying in northern Utah.
So that's my A10 we're flying right now?
That's your A10.
That's my A10.
Look at that.
Nah,
Jeremy, I don't know how you would part with something like that, man.
It's all
Because
about dollars.
there's always newer and different to
Yeah,
spread
you're
the wealth.
preaching to the choir over here. I get it. Look at that.
I
Look at
show up
that.
with dead presidents, and he
Yeah.
go.
It's only money. You can always make more, right? That's how I see it.
Can't take it with you.
You certainly can't take it with you. That's why you should enjoy it now. Look at that. Super scale.
Dude, I love that thing.
And here
Look at the
is
landing, though.
Make that thing bigger.
I mean, it's as big as it can get.
What? All
Yep.
right.
All
There
right.
you go.
Who's flying right now?
That was a missed approach.
All right.
Is that you
Just
flying,
to,
Jeremy, or your son?
That was me. But little dude,
Little dude wouldn't have had to abort. Is that what you're
That's
trying
for
to say?
sure. Yeah. Little dude would have brought it in.
He would have stuck his finger in the air, licked his finger and said, "I'm landing."
Man, that's the future
I-
aviation right
I
there,
have
man.
commanded that.
Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. And look, it's just riding the
Look at
wheelie.
that. Awesome.
Look at the air brakes. I love it.
Oh,
Man.
there's the infamous power lines. I still
Jeez.
love that
You
video.
don't see that landing. Just look at that.
Yeah, that was the worst thing
Butter.
for Eddie. Eddie,
Is that the only person that's ever hit those power lines? Has anybody else ever hit those power lines, Jeremy?
Look at that.
other people have, but that was the only one that's been dramatic like that.
Hold up, Jeremy. That was you that hit those power lines?
No, it was a
Not
buddy.
me. No.
Man.
Okay, so when you watch that video, I am the F5 Tiger that's flying behind it.
Well, I
Man.
saw the
I
uncut
was
version
like, holy
before it
cow.
got things got deleted. The guy was this F after he hit it. It was,
So,
it was bad.
I can relate.
Oh, I could relate.
Yeah.
I'd have been-
It was a bad day for a pilot. It was just a bad judgment turn in there, and he thought he was further in than he was, and it hit. And that flash was so bright
Yeah, it was.
that the camera doesn't show it as well. And you could probably find it, Bobby. It's
Yeah,
called
Bobby, pull up the footage.
Yeah, make sure it's the uncut,
crash, power
not
line,
the-
or something like that.
the
But
cutting
anyway,
one, the cut one.
it was so bright that it made me lose track of my airplane for a second.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, because you were behind him, so you were looking that direction.
I was looking right at him because I was trying to fly with them. The plan was to what we call bringing them in, as in we were trying to we do a missed approach and just fly out while the other person lands. just kind of fun. But it was loud, it was bright, and I also was thinking, am I going to get a signal loss from this? Because of how much electricity is dissipating into the air right there.
Yeah, all those hertz and everything kicking around.
What is it going to do with the airplane that is literally on the other side of that, in between? I didn't have any problems, but man, that was a very, very bad day for him. He had another airplane bought by that evening. So
let's take a look at it and rekindle those memories.
This is bad.
What is that anyway?
That's a Pilot Predator.
Oh man, those are great flyers.
Pilot Predator.
Yeah, it turned into the Pilot Prey.
You have a flame
Yeah,
out or
exactly.
smoke?
That's full screen too.
Here it goes.
Nope, next pass.
Oh, is it? So it wasn't a flame out. He had smoke on it, I guess.
Yeah.
There's Jeremy back there. There's Jeremy right there.
F5 behind him.
Jeremy, how do you like that F5?
It was a good airplane. It had some things that needed to be done to it to make it fly perfect. But
Here we go.
nope, next one.
I would say he was close to the camera for that.
Man, he could have came in on that one.
He probably wishes he did.
I'm sure he did. Those Predators are nice though. Ooh, wow. Let's
No, you gotta wait till the explosion.
Look at that.
I don't know if was that a transformer that blew up.
Got him.
Boom.
Oh shit!
Did you hear that? That is the loudest.
That was a
Look how
plasma
blue
charge,
that
man.
is.
Oh shit!
Holy crap.
Good God
I'm
almighty.
surprised you even got on the ground, Jeremy, after that. I'd have probably
Holy
been like, what just
Yeah.
happened?
It was interesting. I didn't expect that.
Look
What a
at that.
distraction.
So the arc was all of the electronics essentially strewn upon all of the wires there. The only thing that survived was the motor.
The turbine
believe
wouldn't survive.
Wow.
Believe it or not, that motor was sent in, repaired, and back flying in another. It's flying in it's flying in a Raptor right now.
Gotta ask.
No, it's actually in his current one.
Gotta ask, what motor was it?
I think it was a 140 or a 170 Sweewind.
There you
That's
go,
why
guys.
she
Go
went.
out there and get you some Swewins. Those suckers
Yep.
will survive anything.
They are electric proof.
Proven
Jeez
here.
Louise.
Wow.
No, that was a very bad day. Eddie really took it hard on that one. There was a lot of people online that were just dicks.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
They're in the hobby, we should be like uplifting everybody. When somebody makes a mistake like that, they're already in it, like they're already hating themselves for what they did. They lost a plane and all that.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of people out there that are just absolute jerks.
Yep. And they just
that's uncalled for. Period. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Those
I
are
mean,
the people.
go ahead, bud.
Oh no, I was just saying those are the people, man. I don't care to be around. Plain and
Well,
simple.
we all fly. We all have our stupid moments. We've all done it where we've dumb thumbed. I just lost a plane the other day, and it wasn't a dumb thumb. It was a motor that quit on a low pass, and there was nothing I could do. Yeah, I was upset. But when you dumb thumb one in or do something that you just go, why did I do that? That's when you're really ticked off and want to beat yourself up.
Yep. Victor's right. It's easy for people to sit back in an armchair. They're not on the sticks and everything. Hindsight is a beautiful thing when you have that luxury to it. But when you're behind the sticks and you're making, millisecond decisions, you can't.
You live with it.
and that was a line of sight thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the 10 years of me flying at this field, how many? I've probably only seen 2 or 3 airplanes that have ever hit those power lines. And the ones that hit those power lines, it's just, they were just too low for an approach. You know what I mean? And then they just went right into it. I mean, yeah. And then the funny thing is we're all not getting any younger. Our eyesight is not getting any better.
That's true.
You're
look
right
in the
about that.
sky- we look in the sky all day when we're flying, and we fly through the sun. We do all that. We're damaging our eyes, period, all the time with that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The caveat is, hey, look, it sucks when somebody loses an airplane on there, but, give people a break sometimes.
Yeah. Have a little, humanity, a little humility, and let people, sulk.
This is what I say about it. So two things. One is if I put a crash up and somebody's talking trash about a crash I did, you still gave me a review. You still gave me a comment.
Yeah.
The other thing is
we only blame it on your IX-12 because you did.
That's true. Yeah, well, you can't blame it on that anymore. So now
no. I never do. I never do. Well, I mean, I'm blamed it on some things that happened, but then like I'm talking about like if I dumb something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I mean, I don't get mad about mistakes I made. I get mad when something happens and the plane goes in, and then I go over there and I plug it up and everything's working. So it's like, I know I didn't make a mistake, but this plane went in. I had no control over it. Those are the kind of things that really get me because it's like, I can't find out. I can't solve the problem now.
Mount RC's right. He says, and as much as I hate making mistakes, I always learn from them, and it makes me a better pilot. And that's where we've all,
100%.
all have come
100%.
from. And it is what it is. But let's segue on to the next topic, man. So I came up with a list of best expert skilled EDF turbine models. Some of these are ridiculous, and one of those is wrong. It should be like the 104, but number one, I put the Freewing FA-18. I put that as a expert airplane because, man, it's tougher. I've seen more of those crash than any other plane at the field.
So this is expert level requirement.
Right. This is like, okay, you're no longer this is like, level 1, level 2, level 3. Like your level 1 would be you're a beginner. Level 2 is intermediate. Level 3 is like, okay, this is
what would you say that most experts claim,
right?
You
got to kind of know what you're doing. So number one,
out there,
FA-18, boom. Just because it's difficult to fly, right? Like you got to pay attention to landing. You got to make sure your CG's dead on. That's one thing.
You got to pay attention to how fast that sucker's flying. If it's flying slow, it's just gonna fall out the sky.
Tim.
Yeah, I've never flown the F-18.
Me neither. I've stayed away from it.
I've stayed away from it. I've just seen so many people bury those things into the ground right off takeoff.
I know, man. I'm not kidding you. I've seen probably like 4 or 5. Jeremy, what you think about the F-18? Kyler, what you think?
I would actually not consider it an expert skilled requirement. I would not say that. Now, caveat is proper setup, right? And then proper operation, as in the airplane operating as it should. I don't think it's a hard airplane to fly at all.
None of them are hard to fly, but they're very hard to bring in landing and literally get accustomed to it. I will say the setup part, I would agree with you on that one.
I think that the majority of the reason why a lot of people think that airplane is not as great as it is there's some anomalies that we've been finding in all of the ones that we have, where the flaps don't always extend evenly.
We've seen that.
Or
we've seen that. Yeah.
Or your rudder or your nose wheel steering, like you plug it in and it's like off cantered by 45 degrees, and then you go and you reset the servo back to center, and then you do a flight, then you come back and you do it again, and now it's off centered the opposite way. So there's some centering issues on there that I think a lot of people that think
you had that happen with the flaps, remember?
And because I don't think the airplane is a bad airplane. Heck, we flew the heck out of ours. We still have ours, but I got a nose wheel steering and a rudder servo that's doing this weird anomaly. So I think that people are just falling into the anomalies on that, and yes, they're still there.
What I'm trying to come from with it, Jeremy, is more so of how much skill do you need to have before attempting to fly this?
Exactly.
Because if you're the type of person that you just got done learning how to fly a Viper 70 or a Viper 90 or a Rafale 80 millimeter, you're still not ready for jumping on to something like a free wing FA-18.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that F-18 is very comparable to those airplanes.
I totally disagree.
Yeah.
I've flown
Now the other ones on that list there, yes, okay, yes.
I've flown the Rafale, I've flown the F-16, the F-15. I've flown all of those, the Viper 90, the Viper 70, all of those before I went to F-18. I didn't even get off the ground with the F-18, and I went over my setup multiple times over. I went over pre-flight checks multiple times over. I crashed it before it got off the ground good. Second time around, I kept it for a little bit longer, and then I decided I wanted to do something stupid. I crashed it. Third time around, Bobby was there on that one, and it was just I was going so fast and coming out of a loop that it's like it just washed out the tail and it just went straight into the dirt. So it's not, and I mean, I get what you're saying about the setup, but I mean, we know Bobby knows
it's not forgiving.
There's setup over and over and over again before I fly it.
Yeah, there's little margin for error with that airplane.
I don't know. Maybe the newer versions. Maybe there's something different with them. I mean, I've got
also
one of the original gray skins, right?
If you fly it on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, that airplane is most difficult to fly. Like because it has
a very unstable
that
platform to begin with.
Which one did you say? The 104?
No, the FA-18. That is extremely difficult to fly.
It's more unstable than the F-16.
Yeah, I would agree.
The F-16 is more easy to fly.
So my F-18 that I have, I'm going to replace those servos in it, and then I'm going to actually set it up on an Elevon setup like I have on the Jet Ruler, and I'm going to see if that changes the characteristics pretty good. So I don't know if anybody's already done that.
Set it up on what now?
On an Elevon setup.
On an Elevon setup?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll also co-sign with Jeremy too.
Might help that airplane a little bit.
I'll co-sign with you, Jeremy, too, because the free wing and the e-flite FA-18 fly completely different. Like they are two different airplanes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the free wing and the e-flite F-18s are totally different. The e-flite F-18 is easy. I can almost fly that thing with my eyes closed. I just don't like the gear.
The big difference on the two was the landing gear, in my opinion. On
you're right.
The landing gear and the free wing F-18 has more throw in the tail. It has the ability to have a lot more throw in the tail, and it's of course it's naturally bigger, but that's supposed to have it fly better.
Now let's move to number 2, the MiG-21. That was a very difficult airplane to fly, but it's very easy. But the only problem with that one is because of the wings are so short.
Visibility.
Bingo. Visibility, stability, and also it was one of those airplanes that I had to put a gyro in order to make it enjoyable. So, and you have to think about it too. There's a reason why free wing discontinues airplanes after a while. There's a reason.
So I painted.
I love mine.
You guys saw, I painted mine red so that I could actually see it better.
I love my MiG-21. I love it.
You love that one?
I love that plane.
Man, I didn't like the way it flew.
You just get off the throttle and that thing just raises the nose up and you can just sit there in high alpha with it.
Yeah, it flies like this. It's very interesting, but it does with the gyro. It flies very, very clean. It's a good clean flyer.
Yeah, it's a good flyer, but I have lost one because of visibility. So you remember that average pilot thing?
When you turn it, it just disappears. Now the F-16. Now, this is the F-16, the free wing F-16 90mm V2. And I put that on there because not only is it heavy, I have seen multiple reports that people aren't getting decent flight times out of it. And it just doesn't fly good. Tim, what do you think?
Never flown the 90 from free wing. I have the e-flite F-16 and love it.
I love the 80mm. That's by far the best. What do you think, Will?
The flight times on it are pretty low. Even with the setup I have, the flight times are still pretty low.
And you have the V1.
I have the V1, yeah. But I will say this, the hardest thing about that plane is not landing it. It's landing it to its standards.
Yeah.
because the nose gear will collapse. I've
Sure.
even seen guys land that plane super smooth and the nose gear will still collapse. So that was definitely, that made it challenging as well as aggravating because you kept having to buy nose.
Well, flaperons on those planes is almost a must.
Yeah.
Buy 'em. To land them, you got to have flaperons.
Jeremy, what's your thoughts on the F-16 90mm V2?
It flies well for
Yeah.
how heavy it is.
Everybody says it's a very heavy bird. Like it is.
Yeah,
The 8S version
it
is heavy.
It's not even. I'm flying 6S.
It
Now
is heavy.
my dilemma with the airplane is to get into the high alpha that you need to land that airplane. I always strike those dang speed brakes, and then as soon as it hits those, it just bonk, bonk, and it just does this bounce. So I cannot land the thing very well without having this or with having the speed brakes out. So you can ask Kyler. I have to maybe go 20% speed brakes. Now the real F-16, it actually has that. So when the landing gear is down, they only go I believe 30 degrees in the speed brake, so you don't hit them. Now the pilot can manually hold the button all the way, hold the button back and manually tell them to open to 90. But it's only brief. As soon as he lets off, they go right back with the gear down. So
I had no clue. Wow. That's interesting.
So if you're landing like I am with the longer speed brakes because you think it's cool to see,
it is cool.
You inadvertently create more problems in landing. So when I have the speed brakes either not out or at that minimal like 20% out, you can land it pretty decent, but it just has a very unique envelope for landing. If you're too slow, it drops like a rock. If you're too fast, it's too fast. I mean, little dude flies it better than I do. Just because that's just what he does. But you tell him what you think of it.
Yeah, Kyler, what do you think?
I think it's a fun jet. Landing is definitely one of the harder parts of it for sure, just because those air brakes always hit. But I love it. Other than that,
that's interesting. I never thought about the air brakes.
Our airplane, we've actually put a little bit more scale stuff on there. So we took off the AGM 88s and we put JDAMs on it. We've put an ECM on it and flown it with an ECM on the center line. We've also put the center line fuel tank on there. So we've flown it in different configurations, and we've flown it with all of that on there. Now, when you end up going in beast mode with that airplane, you are a tank.
Really?
You are 3/4 throttle to full throttle to maintain that airplane. You are landing at almost 3/4 throttle just to bring that in. So just so you know, it's a very, very draggy airframe with already how heavy it is. But it's a cool airplane. They did a great job on the looks. They did a great job on the details. But when you add details, you add weight. Adding weight equals
now
issues. So
now the next one that I was going to talk about on that one was the 104 Starfighter. That thing is like landing this pin right here. That was the most scariest.
I said it earlier. A hot dog with wings.
It literally, and you know what's crazy is it was the most scariest thing to fly. But once it was up, it actually flew good until you turned, and then it disappeared, and then you're like, I'm not sure exactly which way it's going, but it literally it was like flying this pin right here, flying a needle, and it's so long when you land it, you're going to scrape the ground. It has a tight wheelbase. I see why they discontinued that airplane.
So we had to fly that thing with the wing tanks on all the time. We had one of our guys at our field fly it without the wing tanks, and that was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
You lost it?
No, he brought it back, but it was interesting.
We also had I want to say a gyro. Yeah, it came with the gyro. And man, I'm telling you, it was still not enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a C-bar gyro. So I repainted one of mine. I did a custom Asian theater scheme camouflage on there, and that C-bar control or gyro, it eventually dumped out on me, and that plane was uncontrollable, and I lost it. So
yep. It was
It
definitely
needed a gyro, though. It absolutely needed a gyro.
that was definitely the most intimidating airplane that I ever flew to date. And I mean, like I've flown quite a bit of airplanes, but that one by far about broke me, man. That thing was crazy. And actually, here's a video of it right here. Look, just I'm gonna skip around, but you know, when it was flying around, taking it off wasn't an issue. It wasn't too bad.
Ready?
Yeah, it takes off really easy, and it flies really easy. It's just that landing, you just got to plan like 2 seconds ahead,
Yeah,
and then no hard pulling on it because it just the airplane rotates, but it doesn't lift.
Wow.
yeah. Like it's got plenty of power. It was fast,
She's up.
but look, watch when you turn
All right,
it.
we're gonna get it up a little higher.
So you can see the wings, but when it's facing you, man,
Coming around.
Confused.
that's hard right there. Hard to see.
See, that's why I painted
All
mine in the
right.
camel scheme.
All right, there we go. Trim it out a little bit.
It was all over the place. Now check out the landing. I had good landings, and then I couldn't just score it properly. Look how fast it came in.
We also painted our silver airplane a red
Okay.
tail.
Look at
All
that.
right. All right.
Like,
It is.
dude, I was just thankful just to get it back down on the ground. It was so crazy.
Windy.
Look at that. It was windy that day.
Okay.
Like-
All right. Man,
It's down.
it's down.
And it's
Come on,
rolling.
Hey,
all three.
TJ, he's like, all right, man, it's down. You did it. That was so.
Without
It's good. I
further
did a
ado, I say
second
it's that
flight
time,
on it,
boys.
Let's do it.
and the second flight went much better. I had it all dialed in and everything.
It does look like it could have been in Star Wars, man. This thing is. Oh wow!
I was sidelining.
Yeah, I forgot you were there, Will.
Let's hope that's a precursor
Yeah, I
how
was
things are gonna go.
sidelining.
But it really, I
Wow,
was
it's
really
dialed
flying
in.
really
It's
really
much,
well.
much different, guys.
Once it's
much
dialed in,
different.
it flies like everything else, you know.
Wow.
Nice.
Much different.
So we have a guy at our field that used to fly those.
They get stuck.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
It's a problem.
Yeah, he's in rough shape, but
We got 30 seconds on the clock.
So watch this landing.
So we're gonna go in there and
You get it dialed in,
Coming
and you
around.
can actually do a decent landing. So,
dropping the air
but
brakes.
the wings are so small, man. That
We're
was
setting up for a landing.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
no.
had him autograph ours.
Here it is. This was probably the best landing I did.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Nice.
first gear didn't.
And
The
look,
front landing gear didn't come down.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
They get stuck on the front there. But let's go out there and take a look. Okay.
yeah, I was glad that was over. I sold that airplane as fast as I could. Yeah, man, that thing was so stressful. But yeah, so the 104, and then I put the F-16 80mm. I don't know why. Oh, I put that in there just because it's hard to land. That's all. That's all. And it's not terrible to land. It was just that front landing gear. I don't know why I even put the F-16 in there. But the T-45 at the last one, that T-45, I should have said the version 1. That thing was heavy, had the wing slats and everything. So I don't know why. But the version 2 was very easy to fly. So what do you think, Tim?
I've never had the T-45 or the Starfighter, but I never wanted them. So
Yeah, you're a smart man. I tell you, that was not worth the effort.
I know my limitations, and that was those would just look hairy.
Will, what did you think about it? Have you flown the T-45?
No, I've never done the T-45. And,
Okay.
The Starfighter, I've watched you fly. That scared the crap out of me.
Well,
But the F-16, it's a pretty good plane. It's definitely got some. You definitely need to have a little bit of skill for it. But other than that, I haven't had any trouble with landing it. Just coming in with a little bit of flap rods, and it comes in pretty good.
and Jeremy, have you flown the T-45, the free wing?
Yeah, I have, but I wouldn't consider that. Again, set up right is fine. I would actually say
That
the
one was easy.
Tomcat- the
That's why I
Tomcat
put it as
is
the
safe.
last one. Honestly, it was a very easy airplane to fly. But one thing we noticed at the airfield is like when we took it off, it did this weird thing like it was searching there's like a weird type of drag or something on takeoff, as if it's like searching. It's not stable like most airplanes are. So I don't know how to explain it, but that's what it was doing. And even my larger one did the same thing.
So yeah, we flew the version 1 of the T-45
Yeah.
with the slats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was one of those airplanes that you had to land at a very low glide slope. Otherwise, you would puncture the landing gear through the wing. So, just like I say this in all of the videos that I usually do when I fly any kind of Hawk airplanes. So the T-45, being the Bay Hawk, or just a regular Hawk, they have a tendency to drop the wings when you get too slow.
Yeah.
So I
They'll
would
stall.
I would bet that that's what you guys are referring to. Is getting to that point.
I don't know. It was only on takeoffs. It was under full power. It wasn't steep climb. It was very weird. It was just when it was like
Hawks
it was
also,
surfing.
Hawks also like to kind of fly like you're talking, like the MiG-21. They like to fly butt down a little bit. And
Yeah,
so
maybe it was that, and it was like
they surf around the corners.
Yeah.
Like an AF-CG F-16 does. They slide around the corners. They surf. So maybe you were seeing that. Maybe your CG was just a little off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's very. I
don't think it was a bad airplane. But again, if you were going to go into that airplane not knowing how it's going to be characteristic wise, I mean, maybe it's a little hard. But if you have somebody telling you, "Hey, expect this," then I think it could be a intermediate to an expert.
I ended up selling that airplane because it would do it not consistently. So sometimes it would do it, and then sometimes it wouldn't. And so I was like, man, I can't have an airplane that I can't trust. So I cooked that sucker off.
Gyro or no gyro?
Yeah. Could have put a gyro in there, but I didn't. So now let's see. Last thing we're going to talk about, man. Look, we've been going for an hour and 35 minutes. This is a marathon. This is crazy. Last thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this real quick. This is the free wing 70 millimeter F-22. It's absolutely phenomenal flyer, man. I have nothing negative to say when I had it on the sticks, and I'm not going to go too far into it, but me and Will and I flew that thing and put it in a dive, and it went extremely fast, didn't it, Will?
It did.
It went extremely and when I say extremely fast, I mean extremely fast.
It was like shake something in your ear as it passed by you fast.
Yeah. Extremely fast. Now, by the way, while we're talking about extremely fast, I wanted to tell you guys, give you guys a quick report. And I did the review on that one, by the way. The review's ready. It's just I haven't dropped it yet. But I mean, I guess I gotta give credit where it's due. You're all right. The SMCs are amazing. Week number 2. Was right. It took a long time for me to get to the SMCs, but let me just show you guys. I went back and did some speed trials.
167,
and that is the Vulcan 70 millimeter all stock with the SMC 5800, 6700, 6S, 167 miles an hour.
Yeah,
was that in a dive or flat?
That was in a dive. Now, flat and level, we were getting very similar speeds. Not too off of that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too into detail because we did a speed trial on this airplane where I'm going to go ahead and tell you that 167 got crossed out. Did it not, Will?
Yes, it did.
It got crossed out.
Yeah, you showed it to me too. That's crazy.
It's an extremely fast airplane you're getting speeds that exceed the Zeus. So I wouldn't mind actually getting the Zeus and trying that one out as well, knowing what I know now.
Do you have the Mirage, Bobby?
I do have the Mirage.
You need to try an SMC in that Mirage.
I will. I just have a bunch of airplanes now with these SMCs. I want to revisit the speed trials and stuff like that. So I've learned a lot, man, that good high performance lipos make a world of difference in your airplanes. They also cook your airplanes off too if you ever do the ESCs. You turn the timing up.
You wrap that timing up too high, and you cook the motor.
Adam says he's shopping for a fast EDF for the next race, dude. I'm telling you. Yeah, you just saw the Vulcan's a good one. You've got the Zeus. You've got the Mirage. The Mirage is fast. We did the Mirage 80 millimeter, and we put the GPS in it, and it went fast, and I wasn't even trying to go fast. So
Put it to you
Bill
like
says
this,
130
guys.
miles an hour all day. I would say it's going faster than 130 all
I
day
do
long.
with 60 on mine.
Bobby, I'm gonna tell them this because we don't got it on camera.
Noons, what's going on, man? Go ahead.
Me, Bobby, and another guy at the field. We were running his Viper. The other guy, he was running his Viper 90. I was running my 80 millimeter BAE Hawk, and Bobby was running that Vulcan. And needless to say, Bobby was pulling away
Yeah.
from a Viper 90 with a 70 millimeter.
Yeah. It was
We
smoking.
were racing flat and level.
It was smoking the 80, the 90.
And it was just kind of more so he had me, but he wasn't like leaving me all the time. When we get in the turn,
Yeah.
right when we get out that turn, that 80 would walk him down, but then Bobby would just pull off. And I'm like, what in the world?
It's yeah, it's an impressive airplane. And here's the crazy part about this, right? You want to go fast and you want to do it on a budget. Look, this thing is 279.
Yep.
279, and you got an airplane that's like doing well over 160 miles an hour out of the box.
Bobby, let me throw this in there before somebody say something in the comments.
Stop.
Me and Bobby were both running SMC high voltage packs.
We sure were.
So he didn't have an advantage.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, so put that in your pipe and smoke it there, gentlemen. But look, I tell you what, we've been rolling pretty hard this whole time, man, and I think it's quitting time. We've been going for an hour.
We got one thing, Bobby.
40 minutes. What you got?
Banana Hobby sale.
Oh,
The Valentine or not banana,
no,
boomerang. Excuse me,
boomerang. Oh, you're
Valentine's,
absolutely right. I forgot about
20%
that.
off on some of their planes, I believe, or all of their planes.
You're absolutely right. Here, hold on. Let's see here. Dude, yeah, they're having a Valentine's Day sale. And I thought that was cool because I have never
Jeremy,
seen...
we need a Valentine's sale.
Yeah, man.
On the F-16 fifth scale.
Dude.
20% off. Let's do it today.
Can you imagine
right
buying yourself an airplane on Valentine's Day?
Hey, there's a lot of single men out there that are sad that need retail therapy.
My wife told me I bought an airplane.
Look at this.
I ain't scared. Mine's outside right now. She can't
20% off. Like these are all on sale, dude. Look, deep cuts on the J10. But yeah, you're getting 20% off of most of these airplanes right
and
here.
They're giving you a free UAT, I think, and some of them are giving you wing bags. I don't know.
Man,
it's crazy.
It really is. So if you guys get a chance, make sure you go over to Boomerang Jets, and thank you for reminding me on that one. But there it is. Boom. Valentine's Day deal right there. You get 20% off on all their airplanes, the Atom, the J10, the composite, not on their cool F-16, I don't think.
I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it on that, but on the F-16 or on some of those jets, they're doing UATs, and I think some of them you get a UAT and some wing bags. Don't quote me on that. Just
man,
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But yeah, man, you can see that the deals are out there, guys. If you want to make the jump into turbines, all the good credible companies have them. You got Boomerang, you got Banana Hobby, you got HSD. You know what I mean? So you've got really good companies out there that are coming with airplanes that you can get into at any really price point. And if you're like, man, I can't afford $1,000 for an airplane, the SR-71 is like almost it's only a couple $100 away from being $1,000 once you go ahead and get that one in the LiPos,
Yeah, the J10, there it is. Free wing bags, and they're giving you a free
AG-68.
Yep.
So you really have to think about it, and then you get the free UAT with these airplanes, the Atom. So that's cool. Yep. But if you want to get into the turbine game, what I did was I cooked off a lot of my big EDFs that I was like, hey, if I'm going to get into it, I'm going to go into it. And I'll promise you guys, it's the best decision I've probably ever made. So Jeremy was absolutely right. Tim was absolutely right. Haggard Hobbies was absolutely right. So it was just one of those things where if you want to do it, guys, you can do it. And then you can be like Kyler over here flying circles around all four of us over here, right? So
there you go. Hey,
Guys.
Jeremy, what's going on with the J20? There's a few people asking about that. Is you still have that in the testing? And
Yeah, we're still testing it. So we found some things that we wanted to update and make better, and so that it just takes time for them to do that, and we'll go from there. But as far as what I can tell you right now is, we're having a blast flying it. But again, like I said, there's some things we want to make improvements on, because we want to make sure that this airplane is right for everyone at that point. So,
well, and that's what we appreciate about you, Jeremy. And I know you've heard me say it before, but there's guys like you and Dan that are out there test flying these things, making them better before they're brought to the market, so that we have the best experience that we can have, especially when you're spending the type of money that some of these turbines. I mean, and obviously the J20 is a EDF, but still, it's not a cheap EDF, or it's not going to be a cheap EDF. I'm sure of it. And that we really appreciate you taking all the time, and we know you're having fun at doing it, but we also appreciate that you're really put it out there for us and making sure we get the best product. Killing me, Smalls.
I was just giving you music, man.
Killing me, Smalls.
No, thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. But again, we want to make sure, just like you said, we don't want you to have any problems with an airplane. We want you to get out of the box and have a blast with it. Okay, that's what we want. So that's what we're doing. This is actually our second one. We've got two of them that we're actually running through the rigger. So we're not just doing one; we're running multiple. So
there you have it, guys.
Verifying continuity between. So,
well, look, man, this has been a marathon show. This is by far the longest show that I have done. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I want to say, RC Pilot Will, thank you for jumping on tonight. Jeremy Stolt and Kyler, always a good thing to have you residents here. You guys are residents of the channel now. You might as well go ahead and move on in. Tim, same thing for you, man. You've always been a good stand-up dude and give good, balanced, opinions on everything. So that's why I always like having you guys come back, because I feel like people who watch the channel can get a good, solid viewpoint from dudes that just fly. We're no different than anybody else. We fly, crash, and repeat, and we just care about the hobby, and we want to have fun while we're doing it, and pick up a couple of airplanes while we're doing it. So and I can also say too, guys, these guys right here that you see that are on this channel right now, they are the same way they are in real life, in person, as they are on this channel. They're not some fake guys that you see on some of these channels that are out here completely fake and just not nice people. So it's nice to see that.
Even though you play music when I talk, that's fine.
Even though even though I was playing a little bit of music, and that's
a part of our character, man.
You were doing such a good job. I was just enhancing the
moment. Jeremy, you never got music. I've never seen you get music, Jeremy. I'm just I don't know. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Well, here we go again.
I'm just saying, man. I think that was you.
Speak your truth.
Yeah.
Speak your truth.
Yeah. All right.
What makes me wonder is, how did you have that so ready and queued up? I mean,
oh man, look,
I think he's been waiting for days for this.
I just, hey, look, man, I got things that are on the fly. You know what I mean? So it's just, I'm always at the ready.
That's his alarm for waking up in the morning.
Well, look, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you all on the channel. Winston Brown said it, man. He said lots of info tonight, man. Don't forget, guys, to check out RDRC, their website for their flying coming up. I'll make sure I push that out, Winston, and we make sure we get a even better turnout that you guys already have, because it's always spectacular. But yeah, man, guys, certainly appreciate you come checking us out this happy Thursday. I hope you get some good wind under your wings and you don't crash anything. And if you do, just remember, hey, it just opens up another area for you to get another airplane. That's how you got to start looking at it. But don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and we're out of here.